ministry. The Ruwero Triangle Ministry was established in 1992 to serve districts in the Ruwero-Rwenzori sub-regions that were affected during the NRM War, Liberation War. Currently, the ministry serves 42 districts, 12 municipalities, and 3 cities. The ministry provides affirmative action to these districts to add to what the sector ministries cannot do. The NRM government recognized the need to support these areas that are lagging behind or lagged behind and required to catch up with other regions of Uganda that were not affected by the war. When the NRM government came to power in 1986, they started by providing relief items like iron sheets, cement, and other items to the affected sub-regions. After that, it was realized that there was need to offer development assistance to the communities. The ministry has overseen the implementation of various programs to the communities it serves since the inception. It started with the Intandikwa scheme, which was later adopted to the entire country. The Ruwero Triangle Ministry has a mandate to provide affirmative action intervention to the communities of Ruwero and Rwenzori. The objective of the Ruwero Triangle portfolio is to provide programs that redress the adverse socio-economic effects of the NRM Liberation War of 1981 to 1986 and ADF insurgency that came in 1996 to 2003. So this is to improve the households or livelihoods of these communities. That's the mandate of this ministry. We have done a lot. A number of activities have been carried out, and our main target beneficiaries are civilian veterans, the youth, the women, and the people with disabilities of these communities. In 2009, the president started the scheme because he saw the civilian veterans have been coming to the president requesting for many, for money, for support for families, education for their children, sicknesses. When they are sick, they require medical attention. So the president saw it fit to start a scheme for them. And a one-off, an ex gratia one-off, and a Kasimo ex gratia started 2009. And to date, it has served 86,682 people, individuals, and that has it adds up to about 214 billion shillings. But it is still going on. I want to inform the civilian veterans that it's delayed this year, it has delayed this quarter and last quarter because we wanted to streamline the issues that are there right now. But we are going to start very soon. We shall let you know, and it will continue to be given to you. So it is a one-off. It is not given many times to the same family or the same individuals. This office has also carried out socio-economic activities to improve their households. We have had programs like micro projects. We still have these micro projects in this office. We give to circles or groups or even individuals when they have a project But this, we have to make sure that that money goes to that project that you have written about. We've had a program called PCS, the Parish Development Associations. This money was given to circles also. 30 million was given to circles that would be organized for an activity. About 300 groups have benefited from PCAs, and so many other groups and individuals that have benefited from micro projects. We have also developed other projects for these communities. Most of these districts, the 42 districts, most of them lie in the cattle corridor, so they are water stressed most of the time. So we have had to give them water for production and for their cows. We have had about 57 animal watering areas. We have extended piped water to these areas. When I came to this ministry, the president sent me to families, individual families, and that he wrote down for me. And of course, when we got to those families, they would know other families that even the president had not written down, but communities know each other. They know people who were in this struggle. So we have visited about 150 families so far, and we have organized them to form circles so that they can benefit. Those that are not well, of course, there are other families that we go to that we find well off, that have benefited from government projects and programs, but those that are needy, we make sure that we organize them and we make sure that they also benefit from this ministry. We have constructed some classrooms in some schools. About 25 classrooms have been constructed in the schools that needed classrooms. This was way back before I came to this ministry. And some dormitories had also had been constructed. About 22 staff houses had been constructed by other players who were in this ministry before me. We have provided iron sheets, we have provided hand hose. The president has also constructed many houses for these civilian veterans. And we have a plan. We are already constructing about 10 of them. The construction is about to begin for the 10 families, but we have a plan. If our finances improve, we have a plan of constructing houses for our civilian veteran families that really liberated us. Of course, we have had challenges in this office. We have had inadequate funding, limited funding. For every quarter, we don't get enough money to run up our plans, our programs. So we would like to appeal to government to give us money, because we don't only serve now, we don't only serve the old people, the civilian veterans, we serve the entire community, because we find them in distress. When we go to these communities, to homes, we find a lot of stress, and for us to make meaning, you cannot uplift one neighbor and leave the other when they are in the same situation. So when we provide water, we need to provide more water, we need to provide more funds for micro-projects. These micro-projects have done wonders in these communities because they are not supposed to, money that distresses these families are the money that is supposed to come back. This micro-project money is used and they are not distressed that they should bring it back. So, and because we monitor them, this money has helped families. We need to give more, especially the poultry. Poultry has really helped families because it brings money quickly. Our challenge has been feeds for this poultry, because when we give to these families, sometimes they don't have money to buy feeds, and these feeds are very expensive. So if we can get our finances improved, we can be able to provide them with chicks and feeds for at least 3 months, and after that they can stand on their own. We need to give piggery. Piggery is also one way of okugoba obwavu, to chase poverty from these homes, especially in the urban areas, people who have little land. Piggery, poultry have proved to be very useful to our people, especially those families that are backward. We have a challenge of poor attitude, especially in the youth. We have a lot of poor attitude towards work. They want money, but they don't want to work for it. And they keep talking about it. We don't have work, we don't have jobs. But even the jobs, when they get them, they are not stable. They don't stick there and make sure that they get incomes for their families. And these young people produce. They keep producing children that they are not planning for. So we need, I want to appeal to parents especially to talk to these young people, because our young people, especially in these families of our civilian veterans, have an attitude that government is supposed to take care of them. We look at our civilian veterans, their children are supposed to fend for themselves like the rest of Ugandans do. So we appeal to these young people, come and benefit from these government projects and programs, but work hard to make sure that you multiply what you get from these programs. We have family wrangles in our civilian veterans. When especially they get this little money, the Kasimo money, they don't talk to their families that they have received money, therefore they should plan for it. No. Some of them really drinking amongst the young people, especially the heirs of these families. When the parents pass away, this money is given to the heir, but they are not communicated. The rest of the family members are not communicated to. Money is eaten, and the rest of the family keep complaining that they have never gotten Kasimo. We have these challenges that are really very major. The president has talked about dividing land when the parents die. When they divide land amongst the children, they end up with very little or no land at all. And most, Luwero especially is very close to Kampala. It has become, the land has appreciated very much. So there are very many people. You have had grabbers, we have had grabbers, we have had land sold without the consent of the family. it is sold by one member of the family and then problem ensures. So we want to appeal to these communities to really stop selling land, because once you sell land to buy a boda, it is gone, and the boda is going to crash tomorrow, it is going to wear out, and it won't help you much. Young people who marry many wives, and you end up getting very many children that you are not able to fend for. These are the challenges that we have, and this office has, we get people here demanding for support that sometimes we are not able to support them, but many times we are actually not supposed to support them. Those are the challenges that we have in this office about our civilian veteran families, and many other issues. Of course, old age has set in for these people. We are planning to make sure that medical attention is given by military hospitals. That one has already been agreed upon by both the Ministry of Defense and ourselves. The President has written to these ministries. We have organized it to make sure that we care for them. When they fall sick, the military hospitals take care of them. But of course, the military hospitals are also challenged by not having enough equipment, because the old age comes with a lot of issues. We have these non-communicable diseases that need a lot of money to care for. There's cancer, the diabetes, and such illnesses. Future plans are as follows. We shall of course keep serving our civilian veterans with Kasimo. Those that have not received will receive, and we keep the programs of welfare programs that I had already talked about, the micro projects, and we hope that the PCAs are going to come back. We want to continue with water for production, because water is an essential, very essential in production, and of course water for drinking for these communities is very, very important. We want to continue with value addition, so we have planned to get welding machines, to get maize mills, hatcheries, silage cutters, to keep supporting our communities that are still backward. And these are some of the machines that can help our communities. We need to continue with the education infrastructure. There are a lot of education, schools in those two regions that were affected by the war. And of course, communities keep coming here wanting these institutions to be rebuilt. So we are planning that if we get more money, we can build more classrooms, renovate the old ones, and make sure that they go back to how they were before, or even better. And also, of course, other institutions were affected by war, like mosques, faith-based institutions. So if we can also give hand, it would be very good. We plan to build a museum in Ruwero. It has been our dream to build a museum in Ruwero, and a sports center, like a stadium, also either in Ruwenzo this side or even in Ruwero, for remembrance of this the war that took place for 5 years there, so that the communities can also, have something that they would always look back to and say that they've been benefited because of what the communities suffered. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the President, the Prime Minister, the Vice President, the Prime Minister, the entire Cabinet for this day, and Ugandans. Commencing 1981, the 6th Tarehe Sita in Swahili was designated as the symbolic founding day of the People's Army. Hence, every year this day is celebrated in different regions on a rotational basis. This year, it will be held in Greater Mbarara sub-region under the theme, recognizing the sacrifice of the founders of the People's Revolution for socio-economic transformation. This is as an acknowledgement of the fact that their earlier efforts, especially by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni as the leader of the Uganda Revolution, together with other progressive forces in the country, that ought to be well appreciated and their values and traditions upheld to ensure sustainable stability. I want to thank the President for appointing me to this ministry. I want to thank the Prime Minister for the guidance and the good leadership she had provided while I'm here. I want to thank the whole Cabinet for support. I want to thank the Office of VVC, Civilian Veteran Verification Committee, the office that we work with, that has been able to guide us very well this far. And we wish them good deliberations. I want to thank UBC. I thank you, Hector, and your colleague for this program, for us to be able to shine light on this ministry, this important ministry that has been here for many years. I don't know whether such a program has ever come here, but I thank you that you have been able to come and interview me about this ministry and to be able to tell the country of what we have been able to achieve, where we are and where we are going. I thank you for God and my country.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a